that fucking banging tune.
I love how that turned out.
Gym playlist, man. It's just like by the end, you're just like, ah! Ah!
It gets you stoked, man. It really does.
I'm fuck this stream. I'm going. I'm off. I'm off to the gym. See you later, folks.
See you. Peace out. All right, guys. Welcome to RIP No Silverback. This is the show where we're usually live at 1:30. Yes. Fucking yes. I fucking love it. Dude, the music selection, no, seriously. For
That's
the animations,
man. That's the crescendo, man.
For the animations, we've gone with you know, all that's custom, it's original. And we try to, with everything that we do, we have, you know, it has a lot of the cinematic kind of sound to it. And yeah, man, you'd be surprised how serious you like have to take that part of it, right? When you're promoting things, right? When you're doing a video, it doesn't matter. Like the tune is pretty important to it. It gets people stoked. It puts it helps, you know, kind of add those additional eyes to it by just getting people stoked on the thing that you're selling. So big shout out to go to, of course, our team, Jordan. She's in the chat. I see her, does our video editing, how she does everything. She's the fucking best, man. Jordan is the absolute best.
By the way, I hope it didn't make anyone cry when I did that. Okay, don't cry. Hey, shh. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Come on, bring it in. Come on. Get a big burp going. Come on, let's get a big boy burp going. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. How we doing? Yeah. I mean, it's so these little things that they add up and yeah, that's a banging tune, man. Yeah, man. I've had like 3 hours sleep last night.
Damn.
I'm gonna do this stream. I'm gonna just go to bed. Now I'm gonna do this stream. I'm gonna run a fucking marathon.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Get in on there. Just get in on there and go.
Let's fucking go.
Scream all the way to the gym.
Let's fucking go, man. I say go for it.
Scream while I'm in the gym. Probably scream as I'm being kicked out the gym, but
both. Why not?
Philistines.
Yeah, why not? Why not? No, man, it's I'm really, really stoked about how that turned out. I am thankful for all. I mean, we got, just to put things into perspective, with an edition size like a 500, you usually don't get orders like we have that are going that fast, right? Where we've basically sold almost half of them, right? That's pretty significant. It shows that the demand was there, of course. And I'm really thankful for all of you guys that are out there that are supporting us. You got in on the statue as well. And yeah, we are already kind of getting things in motion, getting things approved for some other things. We know that you want fully articulated figures. I know that's a high demand thing. People are like, where the fuck's Isom? Where is his statue? We're all working on that. A lot of this has to do with just testing the market. And yeah, we tested the shit out of it and you've responded. So we want to keep giving you those. So pre-order is still live. I think there was some confusion there. I think some people thought it went away with the campaign closing down. No.
Sir.
It's still available to you guys. We will. I think my deadline to announce those final numbers is going to be at the end of June. So that'll determine the final edition size. It will be obviously 500 or more, but it will not exceed over 1,050. So you can still pre-order that right now. You can go to reverse.com/Yaira statue if you want to hit that landing page. So appreciate all y'all.
Yeah, shout out to all y'all. Got it pinned on the top of the comment section, not comment, yeah, chat section, pinned there. It'll go into the description box if you're watching this after the fact. And also, I believe that you've now added the option to pay in installments.
Yes, that was a very important thing. And I'm going to be completely honest. And we have to shout out, that wasn't my idea. That was all customer feedback. You guys that are used to getting statues, know that is people are already familiar with that. We use Sezzle. I believe Big Bad Toy Store uses Sezzle. The Firm, and there's a few other ones that are out there as well, in addition to, of course, PayPal, who we will never fucking work with again. But there's a bunch of those. So once we had launched the statue, we got a lot of emails. There was a lot of people reaching out like, hey, you should have this as an option, definitely entering into this market. So we were like, oh, okay, bet. And we basically, it was a race. That's kind of how this stuff is treated. It's like, hey guys, who wants the business? Get us approved as merchants, and we'll get your shit on the site. So Sezzle was first. They're also based out of the States, so it makes it easy for the customer service aspect of it as well. But yeah, it's live. So if you don't want to drop the $4.99 at one time, you can utilize Sezzle and pay in 4 installments. So
yeah. So you don't have to, if you want one and you think, I can't stump that out, you can pay in installments and nail yourself down a statue. So, I do that with a lot of stuff I get on Sideshow, because it's not going to be released for X amount of time.
Right.
Why stump up everything at once? Just pay in increments. It leaves more money in your pocket at the end of the day. And, you get it by the time it's paid off, it's there or thereabouts. So that's a good option. That was a good option to put that on. The statue looks great.
Oh, man. Dude,
by the way.
Fucking hell, man. That damn statue came out even better. Actually, for everybody, because everybody was, we're getting feedback, shooting ideas back and forth. And, McFarlane Toys, those guys are like, it was the one part that made us, I don't want to say nervous, but we thought that was going to be hard to pull off, was the base, because she's essentially jumping out of the fucking ice, right? So it's a more obscure kind of base, and we pulled it off. Or they rather, let's give them the credit, because they were really hell bent on doing it. Because I shot them the idea like, hey, this would be cool, and their team really handled just trying to make it work, right? Like trying to make it work as a statue, and they fucking nailed it, man. And I'm so stoked for everybody. It's one of those that everybody walked away from just proud, in terms of how it turned out as a statue. So it just looks it looks better than what I'd imagined that it was gonna look, man. Holy shit.
When you announced the statue, if I was a betting man, when you announced the statue, I was just like, okay, awesome. What's it going to look like? Are we just going to get like a pose?
Yeah.
What are we actually going to get? So when I saw it initially, I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to know. We wanted to do something like for real, because that would have been the easier route, right? And McFarlane Toys, they've done those. They've done like the more like, I think they have right now with old school Batman resin statue 6 scale that's live right now. You might want to go pre-order. It's cool. It's just a simple pose, simple base. We wanted to, with ours, to just like, okay, this is the first Rippaverse statue / toy. So we needed to come out fucking swinging. We wanted to come out swinging, and that's what we came up with. And again, those absolute professionals at McFarlane Toys. And a lot of people don't know how this went down. I do see some people in the chat say, do we have Klarna buy now, pay option later for international? Once we get proofs for one of those, I think Klarna is the bigger international one, we will make that live. So if Sezzle guys, if US guys want to use Sezzle and the international guys, because yes, you guys want to use the other options, we'll have that live soon enough. We'll keep you posted. As far as how this happened, we have to give big credit to McFarlane Toys, because it was internally, they were the ones that initiated it. Okay. They had some guys internally, shout out Toby, internally, that were like, we got to work with these guys. We absolutely have to do it. And they reached out to us, and it's one of those kind of situations or scenarios, you're having discussions and nobody really knows if it's going to officially happen. So Seed gets planted. Sure. We meet up one week. We have a sit down conversation. Like, is this realistic? Is this going to happen? Because, it's a business transaction at the end of the day. It needs to make sense for all parties that are involved. And so we'll have a discussion, and then, a couple of weeks pass, a month pass, and then we'll come back to it. And then it just got, it started getting real because executives started getting involved, right, on both sides, right? And now we're like, oh shit, I think we're gonna do this thing, aren't we? And as far as us having it go live during the campaign, that was the idea of McFarlane Toys, because they understand obviously marketing. And they're like, hey, we're doing a statue based on this character. You have the first book and the campaign for this character live right now. We need to hustle to get this launched during that period of time. Mm-hmm. So that was all their idea, and they were hustling to make that happen. They wanted to make sure that we got everything ready, squared away, that like a finalized prototype, everything ready before obviously we let people in on it. And they were really, really hustling. So I got to give a big shout out to McFarlane Toys because fuck, it came out better than what I would have ever imagined. And
it's a doozy. It's an absolute doozy. It's a wonderful pose. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting mine. Very much so.
It's gonna be exciting.
One of them, anyway. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, that issue is fixed for you guys because I know for a while there you couldn't like check out with multiple statue. That was I know Az hit me up about that. We had a few other guys that were direct messaging me about that. Devs got in Monday and corrected that. So if you are wanting to go in and just purchase multiple ones at one given time instead of having to check out and then go back into it, you can do that now. So
it's all great. Yeah, all done already. Campaign's over now.
Yes.
Very successful Yaira campaign. I think my delivery's arriving on Monday.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, these guys, I saw a guy have his shit today already. He lives in the DFW already. So, it's right up the road. I saw a guy have it already. And I'm like, what in the fuck is happening? Like this warehouse team is efficient. Brandon he's got those guys working, man. Efficient.
I don't want to get too excited because normally when I get an email from the courier company saying it's going to be here on Monday, it tends to arrive the day before. So there's a chance I could get it Saturday. There's a chance. Just saying. You got to shoot your chance. You
gotta shoot your shot.
You gotta shoot your shot. Yeah. So the Yaira campaign ended. 1,587,425. Fucking hell, you're a loser.
I know, right? Stop failing, man. What am I doing? Okay. It's all over. It's all crumbling down.
Yeah. Crippling debt. Crippling debt, man.
It's all crumbling down.
Yeah, when are you closing the doors?
I know, right? I don't know. Just somehow gets
during the stream. Let's do it during the stream.
Yeah, do the stream. Fuck it. Everything's closed down.
Let's go live. Get a padlock on the door.
Yeah.
Just have people walk away. And everyone, just leave your stuff at your desk.
Yeah.
Just make your way out.
Shut it down.
Just make your way out.
Shut it down, man. Shutting it down.
Put that down.
We can't afford to have them continue to work.
No.
Stop right now.
Get out. Out you go. 11,283 individual customers and over 19,000 books sold.
It's crazy, man.
Did all right.
I'd like to think we did okay there. And man, it was even the next day. We had a lot of orders still coming in. Still right, obviously, to this day. Because we do not stop selling after the campaigns close down. You can still go get Yaira. Right now, it's just the cards and the CGC copies are what's no longer for purchase. But man, what a damn, man, this is pretty big for us, man. And it's exciting because we're about to move into this new era and we really pop things off with Yaira being as successful. And really the fun's just getting started because now the book's about to be in hand. And I've already seen people talk about salvage and the people that have already got it. And like, I need more of that. So that's from the Ripazine. Also, Yaira, Deborah's best work yet. It's so good. And it's just all around exciting that we're going to enter into this new era, like popping off with a bang. And then it's like, fuck, right now, fun starts right again. Gooding next month. Horseman right after that. it's just so many things happening right now with Rippaverse, and man, it's just I wake up every day very early, get to work, and I just have a lot of fun. I have so much fun, man, and it's just an exciting time, all around exciting time.
Okay, so question. You has said when this Yaira campaign is done, we're not doing campaigns for a while. Is that still the course? If so, how is the Gooding release going to go next month?
Good question. So we will announce once because the plan is, and we're not going to commit to it publicly, but I'll tell you what we're trying to do. We want Gooding to release alongside the new website, complete overhaul redesign that we're going to be having. And so what we came up with after obviously your feedback and some of the audience feedback, there is we'll announce what it's called soon, but there's a version of campaigns that we're going to be doing. Not going to run as long, but it's still going to have that aspect of it, seeing the numbers, limited time, limited items. That element's all there, and it's just a cool kind of way to do it. So it's not running like 75 days like what Yaira runs.
Sure.
It doesn't have, because we got to move on to the next book. And so yeah, we're calling it something special. Can't wait for people to see it, but it will have all those aspects that make it's a creative thing that we came up with, because it has those aspects that people love from the campaigns while also being something that's unique to us and what we need to kind of accommodate our release schedule, because things are moving quick, man. To conceptualize that, we got next month we do have Gooding launching a polymath. And then we have Horseman's happening like quite literally right after that. And we have Ripazine #2. We have a lot of things that are going to be released, and some of these are going to be running at the same time going into the future. Because look, the best way that I can show you guys how I appreciate you, or how much I appreciate you, is to just produce. We got to build up this catalog. It does feel great to have, what is this, 4, if you're not including Ripazine, 4 books that are out that people are buying. It's getting that catalog to grow, because each and every day, which is the numbers that you don't see, are these new customers that they see as talk about it. They see someone else talk about it, and then they become customers, and now they're getting ISOM 1, ISOM 2, Alpha Core. They're going back to getting, it's a cool feeling. And so that catalog's starting to build up, and we're trying to, grow it as, when I say as quick as we can, it's not that it's a rush. It's that we have so many different artists working on different things, right? So Cliff is at work, Deborah's at work, Chuck and Joe are out at work, Saska's at work writing. So there's just so much that's happening, and it's just crazy, man. It's just all around crazy.
I'm just literally going through campaign. I mean, this is insane. It's absolutely insane that these 4 campaigns
all hit 1 million.
All hit well over 1 million.
Yeah, well, all hit
well
at least
1.3.
Each one of them hit at least 1.3.
Yeah, your version on every campaign hitting 1.5 million each.
Yeah,
minimum. I mean, Isom did 3.7. Just from a creative perspective, just from an Eric July perspective, you have an idea nearly 2 years ago. Well, no, you had an idea more than 2, but your first book came out.
Yeah.
Less than 2 years ago. First Isom, 3.7 mil. Isom 2's the follow-up, 2.3, 2.4 mil. That's obviously the guy that you've pushed.
Yeah.
It's going to be your primo. So then you've got Chuck Dixon doing Alpha Core. You're bringing in original characters from very established writers, FYI, but you're bringing in brand new characters to the comic sphere. You got to be nervous. Surely.
Yeah, there's always that level of uncertainty, because even ISOM 2, it's like, well, people had to like it to buy the second one, right? So, all right, we got legitimized there, but that just proves that all that proves right there, and this is what people need to understand with publishing. All that proves right there is that ISOM's a mainstay. That don't prove jack shit outside of that. Like, it doesn't prove much. Like, we have to put out another book. So to your point, Alpha Core was really the test. because Alpha Core is like, well, different change of pace, different writing team, and different character that this is centered around. Isom does not appear in Alpha Core at all. So everything's brand new from top to bottom. And then it hit $1 million, right? So at that point, we're like, okay, we're feeling a little good about themselves. And then you have a third character do it as well, or a third title rather, do a similar thing. That tells us everything that we need to know. It gives us a gauge. It gives us an idea of what type of characters people like, what type of stories that people are liking. But the main investment is still the actual universe, and there is legitimate investment in it. Like, and people are showing you because they're purchasing. Look, I don't expect everybody to purchase everything. We already have those that are like, yeah, ISOM's more my speed, or no, I like more Alpha Core. That's perfectly fine. But there are those also that, and we appreciate you, that are in on everything. They buy everything. So it's a lot of uncertainty, I think is the proper term, that comes with releasing anything that was not ISOM. But I mean, big shout out to the customers, and big shout out, of course, to the writers that are writing these good stuff. I mean, Chuck Dixon wrote a phenomenal story with Alpha Core, and the people that are getting Yaira finding out that Saska's wrote a great story. The fact that each book comes out and there's those that will say like, well, this is the best Riververse book ever yet, or more accurate. It's like, awesome. That's awesome. You're getting people that are getting something that's more akin to their taste. And that's what we want here. And that's what we're trying to continue to build up, salvage a different change of pace, a complete change of pace, different character. People are going to love that. People are loving that. And it's interesting to get that feedback. So this is unprecedented for sure. This isn't like supposed to happen, especially with, I saw you post earlier, long-standing comic book shop closed it down after what, 40 fucking years, right?
40, yeah. 40, got it lined up here, yeah.
40 years. This like the industry is reached, thriving, it's booming, right? Everybody knows that. I can tell you from being a publisher, it's not. There are those individually that may be thriving, but that industry as a whole is like at this weird state. Entertainment in general is kind of restructuring. It's forming this new thing that not everybody's caught up to. And the fact that we got a little place in our little corner of the internet is awesome. It is awesome. And that's a big testament to these customers, man. You guys are awesome.
So you release Alpha Core, does 1.3 million. Again, phenomenal. Your third campaign, over $1 million. You could be forgiven for thinking law of diminishing returns. It's always going to happen.
Yeah.
But your fourth campaign goes back up.
Yeah.
Does that change anything up here?
It does. It has to, because the way that, especially myself and Alex, we're looking at it from a numbers perspective. Like, okay, what are people into? And yeah, it does change, because it's essentially feedback, right? Of what people want, what people are willing to spend money on, who our customers are that are really into it, and trying to accommodate those, because that was always what the Riververse needed to do. It wasn't to try to replicate exactly what the major publishers did. It wasn't that. It was finding where our place is and finding what type of customer is, generally speaking, going to be into the Riververse, and targeting the motherfuck out of that customer. And that's what this campaign does, right? When you get that feedback, you get the demands for certain items start to rise, and your guys that really are invested in it, they're demanding statues for that matter. So you're like, my mind, I'm like, okay, we need to fast track those things that people are demanding that we create. That's why that feedback is so important from the people that are actually intrigued by what we're doing at minimum, because that's your floor, right? From a business perspective, that's your floor. You at least have, you would love to do better. Not all the time is that going to happen. You're not going to bat 100. Nobody does. But what you can do is find at least a base, like this sort of almost baked in, guaranteed market, and target the motherfuck out of that. And you can base kind of your business plans off of that, what you're going to bring in and what they want. So seeing Yaira get the feedback that it did, and we're going to be getting more feedback as people get the books in hand, and we're going to be analyzing, like, okay, based on these reviews and based on what people are saying, that are actually customers and fans of ours. How many more fans get created out of that? We're going to be monitoring that very heavily. So, as you guys go do your reviews and go post about it, and we'll send you guys the boost. We'll retweet it as well. When we see those come in, what that turns into is also very important, and we're going to be analyzing that. Like, okay, how many more sales are we getting based on just the general reviews that are coming out? Because we know you're going to love it, but just what that means is what we're trying to figure out. And it's fun. It's a real fun thing. It's almost like a puzzle. And it is thought-provoking, man. I love it.
Because the Alpha Core campaign and the Yaira campaign actually had differences. Alpha Core technically shifted more units, yet Yaira shifted more money. Which identified that there was something that the audience was latching
gravitating
to.
Yeah, a lot of it's like the cards as an example.
Exactly.
It's like that. Like, that's a big thing. Like, people really fucking love those cards. Like, we're almost sold out of our the stock that we have. So they really like that shit. So yeah, like, to your point, it's like you're identifying that, and you have to, if you're going to see any sort of success in a market as volatile as this, or there's a lot of uncertainty in it, you have to go with what works. So if there is something that you are doing that is proven, right? We know Isam as a character is proven. That's something that we can rely on. So when we need a little boost, we can give Isam a book. We know that that's gonna come through for us. But you need those other things, and the cards seem to be, as I'm just using that as an example, a big demand, high demand item that people really are stoked on. So we want to keep doing those. We want to keep collecting those, or having you guys collect those is very important. But it's a thing that must be done. I think any decent businessman, that's how they approach it. We're not exactly reinventing the wheel there, but it's easy to get lazy. Maybe that's not the proper term, but
complacent. Yeah,
complacent is more of the term. It's very easy to get complacent when you see the numbers come in and then you want to coast. But I see it the opposite. That's the time to start working even harder. When the demand's there, that's when you start getting to work, right? Because that's not guaranteed to continue on, especially in this day and age with people in their attention spans, man. So you got to get to work. So that's why we work so hard. The creators here work so hard to just let's get back to work. There's not a whole lot of time for celebration. We'll high five each other. Everybody say good job. But we got Gooding next. We got Horseman that we got to work on. We have some unannounced projects that are being worked on. We got to get those going. So that's very important.
Unannounced?
Yeah, unannounced. Yeah, NDA. Yeah.
Don't wanna share. No.
Yeah, no, not quite.
No.
Not quite.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and we are coming up on our 2-year anniversary. We do want to do some
is that July?
Day. I think it's July 11th, if I'm not mistaken. That was when the official 9th was when we announced. 11th was when ISOM launched, if I'm not mistaken. So we do want to do something special there. And it's crazy to think about, right? We're fucking talking about 2 years. We haven't even got 2 years in under our belt yet, which is kind of crazy to imagine.
That is fucking crazy. The Yaira campaign got a wonderful boost at the end thanks to the statue, and obviously showed you that there is a market for alternative merchandise within
big time
the Rippaverse itself. Again, we've had a live action. Hopefully, I mean, it has gone over the more
1.5, so we got to do more. We got to do more. Hell yeah.
People said, "Hey, we like the animations." So we, you get a. I use the royal we, by the way.
Yeah.
So you put out the mini Yaira animation as well. So Yaira gets a live action, it gets an animation, it gets a statue, and it sells.
Yeah.
So when you see that, does it make you because even Eric, even before the Rippaverse came out, we used to call you, a modern day Renaissance man.
Yeah.
It's how we referred to you because you always had things going. You had your politics, you had your music, you had your pop culture, you had all these different things. So we always referred to, that's what we used to refer to you as, and then boom, you create the Rippaverse, and the rest, as they say, is history. So kind of as that modern day Renaissance man, seeing these different aspects and how popular that they have been, does that just get the creative juices flowing in terms of what is something different that I can do?
Yeah, I draw a lot of inspiration from, and it might sound a little cliche, but I'm being completely honest here, from the fan, right? And the reason why that's so important to me is because that's the perspective that I came from before I stepped in this field, right? As a owning of a comic book company, not the first thing that I wrote in my life, obviously, but as an owner. So I go from this guy that has tons and tons of long boxes over the years that I've collected of comic books, and then I go into this venture where I'm the creator now.
Yes, sir.
Or I'm the publisher. So a key thing here was I wanted to always look at things, or at least have that perspective from the actual customer, right? Like, or the fan, right? The true diehard. So a lot of the inspiration that I draw, I have my general direction of where I want to take a story. Make no mistake. But like the type of characters, and to your point, the type of merchandise, the type of things, I'm looking at that through the lens, or attempting to look through that through that lens of the fan, and then create based on what I think that fan wants.
Okay.
And a lot of that, again, what I was saying earlier, comes from feedback, but not just that. It's also, I've been there, right? So I was in that seat of, hey, I'm the buyer. This is the type of thing that I want. So it's less about, because I get it in creative fields oftentimes, because it became so elitist, I think is the term. You have a lot of folks that think that being creative is basically dictating what is good, dictating what the audience wants, dictating what they actually need from that customer perspective, where my position is the opposite. It's like, you're the driver here, right? The customer is the driver. I'm going based off of your beat. And I think anybody that's half decent as a creator as a creator and also as a businessman, understands that. So I draw a lot of inspiration when I see, okay, Yaira statue does what it does, right? It's unprecedented. It's not supposed to do that. That's a decent size for a floor of an edition size, and for all of those to be gone that fast, over 200 of them that already be gone. That's fucking nuts. That's not normal. But it also tells me that, okay, maybe I should be working on some other things. So we do have, and that $2 million statue, right? That we're still sitting on, right? That needs to get greenlit, of Yaira. But there's also another thing that we have going, and in the statue verse, if you will. And then the demand, like, people got this. They're like, well, I love that. Great start. I love the fully working with McFarlane Toys, after all. What about that fully articulate stuff? Like, we love that swappable pieces. Like, where's that? Oh, cool. Let's get to work. And that's what we do. And McFarlane and those guys are ready. Like, they love working with us. We love working with them. And we already got stuff in the kind of the blueprint era, like it's really fun. But I draw a lot of inspiration, even in I say, I have a general direction of the story, but when I hear that, okay, as an example, there's a lot of people that said ISOM 2 is better than ISOM 1. So I'm like, okay, why?
Why
do they feel that? Yeah, right. Okay. So my thing is like, why? Why is that, is what I was picking up from. So, and maybe you agree or disagree, but a lot of people love the part with the cave, right? Between with Bloodruth and ISOM. That was what a lot of people felt like, that, not the arc, but that sort of part of the story.
Yeah, that segment. Yeah.
Right. Was a lot of people's favorite. So that's, again, I draw inspiration from that, because I'm like, okay, well, that's telling me something. Not to just repeat it, like have them go to another cave. No. It's like, what about that story beat is so intriguing that people loved it so much so that they loved it more than the first book. So again, I'm utilizing the feedback there and trying to write even obviously better stories, but also more intriguing stories and more engaging stories for the audience. So my inspiration, I know I kind of rambled on there, for sure goes, I could talk about the type of shit all day. It comes from the fans and their perspective.
Sure. Look, the more you write, the better you're going to get.
That's
period.
true. That's true.
I thought Ison 2 was better. I thought it had a tighter story.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it connected better than the first one. I thought it flowed better. So I could definitely see improvements in how you were writing from issue 1 to issue 2.
Yeah.
The dynamic of Bloodruth, I think that's what was interesting in the cave, because we took Ison out of what looked to be his safe zone and put him into what became Bloodruth's domain.
Yeah.
So we that was that kind of made you feel as if Ison was sort of outside of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
So to speak. So that's why Ison 2 worked better for me as a book. Also, I like the stuff with Progesterus as well. I kind of that being brought in. That bitch slap at the start just kind of really kind of got your attention.
Yeah.
Straight. Oh, okay. So so I'm sort of really looking forward to seeing where Ison 3 goes. Statues are expensive.
Yeah.
Period. You're lucky you've got a cross section of audience that has a different socioeconomic background. You can't obviously neglect people that want to be involved but don't necessarily have the funds to get like a statue. So
right.
I'm just talking about basic stuff here, but where are you contemplating? Are you looking at a range of Rippaverse mugs? Isons, Alpha Cores, Yairas, Gooding, even others. Are we looking at little things like that? Tumblers, glassware, just
and
things
that
that
was
people can pick up for affordable prices.
That was the key about like trying to form this new way of a campaign per se. That it's for that reason, because we want to get our audience used to seeing new items that are in the store that are very unique, obviously. And there was a wide range of them, right? And in order to do that, we had to try to justify keeping what was, like, to your point, what got people stoked on the fucking campaigns in the first place. We need to keep that around. However, because it's a different format, it's also going to make sense for us to just say, hey, it's a Tuesday morning on a fucking in July randomly, and we want to put out a Rippaverse towel or something like that, and we just do it, right? We just do it. We drop it. We put it up for pre-order. It's gonna make a lot more sense with our new format in doing that. So absolutely, we want to do Rippaverse themed. Pretty much anything that people are willing to buy, I am willing to entertain it. If we can make sense, if we can get the manufacturing correct, where it makes sense, where we can charge what we think the market is going to benefit us, we're all in on that. And even with the statue, you talk about like more affordable stuff. This is why we wanted to get into like the figures as well, because those are going to be a much cheaper option. So you got people still getting in that market, but not having to necessarily drop $500. So that's the type of line of thinking that we have. And the audience said this is stuff they want, so we're wanting to give it to them. And I take this shit very serious. I know people hear me say that a lot, but I really do. And the way to show you how seriously that I take it is through the productivity and through the actual output.
I'd call this a statement of intent, personally.
But, true. Yes, that is true. And you don't just stumble across fucking working with McFarlane. No, it's not how it works.
That's badass. I mean, that's fucking badass.
Man, it looks so good, dude. It looks so fucking good.
Shit.
It looks so, like, seeing it is so, and I love that. We were hustling, trying to get the professional shots of the actual statue. And we got it it's spinning around so people can really see it in its context was so important for us. And man, I'm just glad people love it, man, because holy shit, it came out. Like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, fuck, man. Because it was only a couple of, through the modeling phase, there were only a couple of, it's fucking McFarlane Toys, bro. They're professionals, right? there were only a couple of revisions that we had, and before we got to like, okay, let's get this thing painted and figure out how this is going to work. And I was just so happy with it. Everybody's so happy with it, man. Just stoked.
Gooding next month. Do you have a date yet?
Not quite. Again, we want to release it alongside the new website. So first 3 weeks of the month at some point is going to, that's when it's going to roll out. So we're the devs are working very, very hard. My next couple of days are going to actually be tending to that. The team's working hard on some details that we need to make sure that we get over to them. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So Gooding, can't wait for you guys to read that. That's a good one. Cool merchandise items that will be released alongside that. And yeah, we got a lot of things cooking. Next month is going to be massive. We got Represent going in full fucking swing next month. It's a lot of cool things happening at the Riververse, man. I'm just stoked all around. Stoked all around.
This weekend, Dallas meetup. Next weekend.
Next weekend, 8th. Next weekend on the 8th. That's a big one for us. You can catch myself. Jeremy will be there, Gary, X-Ray Girl, Comics Division. Obviously, a lot of members are from our team, like Kara's going to be there. Craig from Side Scrollers, Melanie Mack. It's going to quarterback Garrett. It's going to be a fucking time, bro. It's going to be a good time. So come on out. RSVP, please, because it's limited, but we're gonna have a great time. That's next Saturday. So if you're out here for a fan expo on the 8th, go come on out, man. RSVP, but come on out.
You got books coming up with different characters, like you've already said. We've got Gooding, got Horseman coming up. Blood Ruth comes up after that. Then we know Item 3's on the go. We already know that. We know Yaira 2's on the go.
Yaira 2's already been with Deborah's coming. Oh, fuck. This one I think she can't get fucking better, man. We're seeing some of these pages with Yaira 2, and it's fucking insane, man.
With that you have unannounced projects, which you can't say. Would you say in there's any bombshells in there? Something that breaks from the norm, or characters that are yet to be highlighted, or even
there? Yes. And it's not me that wrote it, so I'll say that much. There is one project that is really in full swing right now that I think a lot of people are going to love. It is far from any type of story that we've told so far. And it's really good. And I have some other stuff that I'm working on as well, that I think a lot of people are going to love. But there's one that I'm thinking of right now that is like far from the norm. And I do think that people are going to gravitate towards it big time, big fucking time, man. And yeah, there's also some cool stories that I told people that there were 2 stories that I wrote, one being Salvage for the Ribazine. And Ribazine, it was a matter of what finished first. And Salvage happened to be the one that finished first. So that was the one that made the first magazine. There's another story that I wrote that is being colored right now. So once that's done, we're also preparing for the next Ribazine. And I think that one has another cool story that I think a lot of people are going to like. But there's one that I'm thinking of, bro. Whew, it's good. It's fucking good.
I'm not committing you to anything.
Shout out Neurotic for the raid, by the way.
Oh, shout out Gary.
No.
Not committing you to anything here. You've said that Item 3 concludes the first story arc for Item.
Yes.
What do you think in your head? Are you thinking it right? I'm working on Item 4, or are you thinking maybe I bring in another writer to do the next arc? Are you thinking along those lines?
Yeah, I am, because I've already told people that I want to move to. There's another thing that I want to do, another story that I want to write that's longer form. It may end up being Salvage, depending on how the audience feels about it. But there's another one that I'm for sure going to do after that. So we want ISOM to continue. So I have a writer in mind that I know knows the character in and out. But yeah, I gotta trust him.
How does that feel? Does
I
it feel
gotta
like
trust him.
you kind of lose a little bit of control? How does it feel? Or is it like a father going, I'm not quite ready for my son to leave home yet, you know?
I gotta trust him, bro. Of all the characters Isam's that one, like he is a very different kind of story. And I know the Saskas talked about it, like how once people find out like a lot more about him and how he came to be the man that he is, it is very unique. It's nothing that you've heard of so far. And yeah, of all the characters, obviously it's near and dear to me. All of them are, but Isam obviously holds a special place because I launched the universe based on him, right? It was everything was like a branch, right? Coming from Isam 1. And it's gonna be very difficult to let people. I have to do it. I recognize I'm gonna at some point someone else is going to need to, because the demand is out there. They gotta do an Isam story. Who's that's going to be, we'll see. But yeah, I am for sure though. After Isam 3, going to be moving to there's another project that I have in mind, and I'm already, if the audience loves salvage, Bart Sears already said he's ready. So we have to commit to a longer form salvage, but there's something else that I'm already doing as well after Isam 3 completes. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one, man. But yeah, getting some guys to do Isam or someone to do Isam is going to be a little nerve-wracking for me. But I'm pretty sure there's some guys out there that do a good job.
Okay, let's bring this right down now.
Oh, shit.
Oh, by the way, shout out Mags for appearing on, was it Deluded Takes on Twitter? So congratulations for appearing on Deluded Takes as you explained your period. So here we go. Fat Jack's Comic Crypt has been evicted from its city center location. The iconic comic shop will close after 48 years.
That is very significant, man.
It's having a fire sale. Yeah, there's a shop which will close its doors May 29th, which is today. It's holding a fire sale. 48 years. Comics are thriving, dude.
Never been better, they said. Look, we talked about this last show, and I think it's a harsh reality that people are going to have to accept. Everybody, the creators that are in it, as well as the customers, are going to have to accept that this industry is very rapidly changing, and it's going to look a lot different from what it has in the past. And where the comic book shops, what role they play in that, I don't exactly have the answer. We can sit here and theorize all day long, but you have to remember that the internet has changed the game, right? The need for comic shops as they had been in the past, or the role that they played in the past, it's not necessarily the same necessity, bro. Where it's because people aren't having to go through them. They're no longer the newsstand, right? In which people are going to that place to find new books, unless they're back issues, to find new books, on top of the new books maybe not being as favorable as they have been in the past. So you have that double whammy there. You have the comics in general as creatively they're not in a good spot. On the other hand, it's that, well, the industry also looks very differently, and it's starting to look very differently. I don't know what role they play, bro. I really don't know what I don't even, you got to understand, even if comics bounce back, still, I don't know what role the comic book shop is going to play in that. I just don't, being completely honest.
Sure, it doesn't help that it hasn't been given a chance in the last almost decade now, though.
That's also true.
You know, because it was one of those things. I love going out to a comic shop. With a supermarket, I can take it or leave it. With buying a DVD, I can do that on Amazon. You know, I can take that or leave it. But when it comes to comics and back issues, you kind of want to be there. You want to be in the hunt. You want to be.
That's part of the thrill of it. Yeah.
And as I explained a couple of streams ago, when I was out in Leeds, big city, Leeds, just none of the comic shops there. Just one had back issues. The other, you'd be lucky if you had a singular half a box of back issues, and the back issues were just shit which couldn't sell. and they've just been bundled up and fucking chucked out for next to nothing.
Please get rid of this. Please take this.
Yeah, it is literally cluttering up our shop.
Yeah,
and will get thrown into the dumpster if you don't. So you got these big bundles like a pound, and you look through it, it's like, latest, couple of months old this or a couple of months old that, and you just, don't want none of that. I've had a bit of an expensive day today because I've just picked up a quite a few comics today, but of course it's back issues.
Yeah,
it's back issues. I'm not even looking at DC Marvel. Somebody asked me yesterday on the Real BBC. They're like, "Would you recommend the latest Nightwing?" And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm not touching DC and Marvel. The only thing I'm buying at the minute is this new Spider-Man. Which is actually it was Hickman for a start, and it's actually been good. And the Transformers from Skybound, and that's it. I'm not even buying Batman. You're not buying Batman. We're not. It's crazy.
That by itself says the industry isn't in a good place, because that's unheard of for me. You could always count on me. I don't give a fuck how good or bad the industry was. I had Batman and Detective Comics locked in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's just like an absolute no-brainer.
Yeah, locked in. Even during the Tom King era, I was locked in. So that may have been. Anyway.
I mean, that's what killed it. That's what killed it for me. It was just no. I can't do this no more, Gary. I can't. So Gary now is just like, okay, let's just all stop. Let's just stop.
Man.
Okay.
And that's to your point earlier, like you talked about how these shops have not been given a chance. And a lot of it, it's not, some of it may be, but not a lot of it isn't their fault in the sense that, and I'm not even saying just because of if you want to say that it's just crap material, not just that, but also with, for a very long time, unlike other industries where, you'll have major players, but you'll have those mid majors as well that are thriving. So even if a major kind of takes a step back, you still had someone kind of replace it. For better or for worse, how we got here isn't even that important. But we know that the big two fucking dominated Western comic books, right? Like it just always, definitely in America, that's just how it had been. Yes, there's other comic book companies that existed, but in terms of the market share, they dominated it. So when they went on the decline, and people that grew up on that, if not exclusively, right? Some of them, sure, they're going to be willing to go give a Rippaverse a shot. Maybe one of the mid-tier guys a shot. But most guys ain't doing that. They're just like, I'm fucking out. Like, what? This is not my thing. So they got hurt because it's like, okay, well, 80% of the comics that you were getting, 90 maybe, were from two fucking publishers.
Yeah.
And now those two have declined. Well, you got to go with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just economics, bro, more than anything. Cause effect. It's just kind of what happened. So, man, as much as I would, and look, I'm happy, right? Reverse is healthy. But the industry itself, I'd be lying to you if I were like, yeah, man, it's in the greatest spot that it's ever been. Nah, bro, it's not. We just found what worked for us, but the industry as a whole they got a lot to figure out, and y'all got to get used to it. And I saw someone tweet at me yesterday because I made this post about maybe it wasn't yesterday, maybe it was the day before, but I know I made this long post about trying to tell creators bro, nobody really has this shit figured out. And it's a new thing. Everybody's making adjustments. Even us with being a relatively new company and finding out what works for us as a new company, it's still ever changing. We're still figuring things out. Mm-hmm. And there was another creator who had said, basically, to paraphrase what he was saying, was about how you have a lot of the old guard, is what I would call them, was telling him and other people who were trying to either break through in the industry or were minors in the industry to replicate what they were doing to succeed but that model was broke, right? So they're attempting to be effective doing something that doesn't work because it's based on something that's archaic, and that sucks. And I think that's why a lot of people are going kind of crazy. They're starting to lash out because it's like, what do you mean everything that I've been taught was a fucking, I don't want to say a lie, but it's not, it's no longer effective. It's no longer the way to sell comics. It's no longer the way to get noticed. What do you mean by that? It's just the truth, bro. It looks different. And none of these guys, I don't give a fuck if they've been in the industry for 50 years. None of them got this shit figured out. It looks different, bro. It looks a lot different. And there's going to be a lot of newbies trying some new shit. And these old cats are going to be like, y'all are stupid. Y'all are doing it wrong. We would have never did it that way. And those newbies are going to see success like crazy just because they're just going with what works. And what worked before doesn't work now. Sorry.
The technologies you embrace as well. But with that, with that said, you have manga just dominating in all of these shops,
bro.
It's you go into a comic
shop,
embarrassing. Toys, manga, a little bit of my Western comics. That's what it is. You've literally let another marketplace just muscle that does the same thing as you, in as much as puts out on newsstand, puts out in shop, just muscle into your domain and go fuck out the way.
Yeah.
And that has surely got to do with quality of product.
Oh yeah, well, absolutely. Because you had two things working right in combination. It's like you had people saying that, well, I guess people weren't necessarily interested in comics, even types of comics, right? Female characters, all this other bullshit, whatever. But manga was existing and they were doing all of that shit. So what it did show that there is still a demand, and this is the white pill. There's a demand for comic books. It's there. Manga shows you that it's there. Even if you're not into it, they dominate the market. And at the end of the day, it's a comic that you have to read the wrong way. And most of it has no color. But it's a comic at the end of the day. So there's demand, but there might not be a demand for some of what the West is doing.
It's the irony is, of course, that manga is offering, I'm going to say the word, actual diversity in terms of what you can pick up, in terms of what subject matter you can pick up. The West is not the main Western comic book industry. It's very much rooted in superheroes. Fine, okay. However, what they're producing in terms of quality is just shit.
Not good.
It's just shit. So you're not, and all the people like Tom King. He's on James Gunn's writing team. He's going to be writing the Green Lantern show. It's Wonder Woman. I mean, I'm not reading it. The bits that are seen of it, fucking embarrassing. His Batman, good couple of arcs to start with, fell off a fucking cliff. Shit. And this is the guy. He got taken off his fucking book. He was meant to do 100. He got taken off the book because sales were plummeting that much. Went from like 100,000 to like 60,000 with Tom King there. Taken off, replaced by James Tynion, I believe. James Tynion took over for a little bit. And then what happens? James Gunn picks him up, takes him to the new DC universe, which I think is just fucking dead. Dead in the water. It's like the Titanic going through a minefield of icebergs. It's like Christina Hodgson writes a decent film with Bumblebee. I liked Bumblebee. I think it's the best Transformers movie. Birds of Prey, The Flash, Marvels as well. Isn't she kind of hooked in there as well?
It was something else.
Just hundreds of $1 million failures. James Gunn, Bring her in. Bring her in.
But that's what I'm talking about, though. It's a look. This is my assessment, right? And I've been on both sides of this. I've been there as the customer for a very long time, and now having done some creative stuff with Rippaverse myself, what I think has happened is things that have fundamentally changed, and there's a lot of people that can't shake the old habit, right? There was once upon a time, whether you knew it or not, what we often deemed as the legitimate form of whatever entertainment that we were viewing, consuming, whatever. It had to come through a certain place. And that has a way of like tricking you into believing like that's the only thing that exists, right? Like it's like it came through here and that's everything else outside of that is like somehow illegitimate. Okay. I think especially with Hollywood, but not exclusive to Hollywood, I think with a lot of other entertainment aspects like comics, you have these people that have this status quo of how they have done things. They all got churned through the same system, right? This is why it's often get your buddies here and then we'll create this. And this is why it's like a cycling through of certain talent because they've all gone through that thing, that status quo. And that status quo, unfortunately, isn't as reliable as what it once was. And because they're so rooted in that, they don't know how to pivot. They can't. And that's my conclusion that I came to. Because at some point I was like, man, these people are just dumb. They don't know how to read markets. They don't know what they're fucking doing. And maybe, yeah, there's still some element of that. But also it's like maybe they can't pull up. Is that something that we haven't considered? That they quite literally can't shake. Like they can't. They don't know anything else. How they've been doing, well, they think that they know better than the customer. I mean, they've been able to get away with it in the past, right? They can't do that anymore. People are able to. You got streamers, you have other forms of entertainment. Gaming's exploded. All these other different forms of entertainment where people feel like we're seeing this in a theater. Why is it that? And this is what I'm trying to tell creators. I know it's just as elitism, like everybody that, especially professional critics, right? They think that they determine what the audience thinks is to be good. Okay, have your fucking Fall Guy. Who cares? How did Fall Guy do in the fucking box office, Let's get real quick. How did it do?
Not good.
Okay.
He's gonna lose money.
Okay. Gonna lose money. But the reviews say that it's fantastic,
It's a fun film.
It's not good enough. Nobody cares. Film
that cost $130 million to make, which it shouldn't have.
Shouldn't have. Well, the same could be said. I mean, yeah, it's a little more divisive, but the same thing could be said with this Furiosa bullshit. Well, you got people that are like, oh, well, it's okay for what it is. Not good enough. Your budgets are out of control, and people have lost complete interest in your shit. It's not the status quo is not a thing anymore. The standards, there are no standards anymore, to quote fucking Pantera. It's just not there. And maybe they can't adjust. And this is all they know. All they know is how they've been doing it for the better part of 50 fucking years, man. Half a century.
But Disney know that they're going antithetical to their audience. DC know that they're going antithetical to their audience.
I like to think.
Marvel do. They know this. You can pivot a better fucking writer, an artist. Look what happens when you actually produce something good. Look what happens when you put Ultimate Spider-Man out. Put Hickman on. It's a great read. It doesn't have any of that fucking nonsense which we've known that's been in. It's a good big seller, massive seller. Transformers, Skybound for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Who? You know, they do that. Put a good team on, good writing, good art, really compelling story, massive seller. It's not fucking rocket science.
It's not. No, I'm not saying it's difficult by any means. It's not.
Now, are they selling like they used to 20, 30 years ago? No, they're not. They're absolutely not. But comparative, when you got Transformers outselling all of your fucking Batman, well, never mind all of your Batman, because Batman's at the top. Everything that's DC's doing
Yeah.
That's when you just like, hello. You gotta, your stories have got to be good. If you say like, okay, our audience is aging out. Our audience is aging out. We need to bring new audience in. Okay. Well, guess what? Maybe don't treat that audience like a fucking spastic, like you've been doing.
Bro, I can't. This is one of the things that I don't quite understand, because it's also we don't just see it in mainstream. Maybe it is people that have come from the mainstream that do it, but I've seen it in independent space. And one thing that I can't fucking quite audience, viewers, please help me understand why these people think that it's a good idea to go after paying customers, even if they're not your own. It's one thing to be like, this thing is not of quality or of your quality or your standards, and you don't like it. You're free to voice your opinion. But what I cannot understand, especially when there's a lot of uncertainty in the future, what I cannot understand is people saying the buying customers of this thing that works or has worked in the past suck. I don't fucking get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. It's like, well, isn't that an audience of people that are willing to buy your shit? Even if you maybe haven't tapped into that market yet, that's still an audience of people that eat. So this is what I don't understand. Like, it's like, okay, for example, why would you, just because they are getting older, why would you shit on the fan that's been there, that has proved that they could, just because they're 5 years older, but they prove that they're willing to pay for it? Why would you sacrifice them for the sake of trying to appeal to this uncertain younger market? Why would you do that?
Insecurity, because they know more than you do.
That's
because
the problem.
You know that you're not there on merit. You know that they know more. They know what they want from those characters. You don't want to give it to them. You know, you like. We go to this. This is a very easy go to. You like Tim Drake. You like his story. You like his romance element with Stephanie Brown. You like how he's developed as a character. Yeah, you like all that. All right, sucking dick now. 30 years. Now he's just going to start fucking
hell, bro.
That's Tim Drake now. That's Tim Drake. Dead in the water. Gone. Bye.
Man,
Fuck
he's
off.
done. He's
Dead
cooked,
character.
bro. He's
Dead
fucking
character.
out of there.
Throw him in the trash. You killed him. Bobby. Iceman. Same thing. Character behaves a certain way for decades. Fucking down fucking dick for a living now. Gone. Bye. Out the window. See ya. In the trash. That character's done. It's not repairable. These characters are now dead. They're gone. That's what we got. A whole of fucking X-Men on Krakoa. You know, they're all there. Just go, every fucking one of them. Every story. Fucking psychopath. Fucking blah blah blah. Fucking all in the bin. Every fucking one of them. All of it. It's all fucking going in the bin. The whole fucking lot. It's all done. You killed it. You've killed everything.
Oh, fuck,
Jonathan Kent. I'm Superboy and growing up. No, you're not. You're sucking fucking dick. Get it in your mouth right now. Done. Dead character. In the bin. Another dead character. Fucking dead. Done. You killed them all. Why aren't people buying our fucking dog shit? I don't know. We just take established characters, stick a cock in their mouth, and think they're progressive. Have you thought, just as a crazy idea here, have you thought, is that what our audience want? Oh, we don't care.
Well, that's the problem. That's the fucking
what they want. They're gonna get what I'm gonna give them.
That's what I'm saying about, like, these people are operating not only on this archaic model, but they were able to get away with that a lot more than what they can get away with now. Look, there are a lot of people that have been part of various creative industries, right? And they figured that because they went through and got churned through that fucking system, that they're the ones that dictate what you must like. Not the other way around, but you must like it. You have to live up to their standards as a creator. And this attitude makes no fucking sense from any business perspective, makes no fucking sense, but it's one that they've adopted. So many of them have adopted. And this is why, even when people think that, okay, this is a halfway decent effort, it's not good enough. It's because you don't dictate shit. That's this, like, look,
Emphasis on dick.
But seriously, you don't dictate anything. Look, there's a lot of arrogant, elitist creators out there. You don't.
They're not creatives. They're destructive.
That's yeah.
Create means to take something and formulate it and build. You don't create. You destroy. You're destructive. You're destructive to the character. You're destructive to the industry. Ergo, you become destructive to your audience.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying don't make a book where somebody just a bit of meat sausage. But make your own character. Make something new. Oh no, we can't do that. We can't do that because that won't sell.
Mm-hmm.
New characters don't sell. Hi, I'd like to introduce you to me mate, Eric fucking July. Yes, but you don't understand. Diverse characters don't sell. Oh, gotcha. I'd like to introduce you Eric fucking July. Oh, sorry. You see, what I mean to say is he doesn't vote the same way as I do.
That's what it boils down to.
So,
not part of the clique.
In the bin, I guess.
Not quite part of the clique, and therefore it doesn't exist. They're the ones that have to dictate the beat of the entire fucking industry. It is textbook arrogance, man. And that's what, I mean, these guys' egos got inflated. And that's what's happening right now is that people are finding out that maybe sugar daddy's money is going to run out.
But it got inflated by each other.
Well, yeah, because it's a circle jerk of motherfuckers who are trying to impress each other. None of them buy each other's shit, right? And if they do, it's like, some like exclusive access or some shit. But none of them are actual buyers, right? It's a circle jerk of elitists, right? That are trying to impress each other. They're making material to get a pat on the back, an approval and praise and admiration from their fucking peers. Well, guess what? If you are an entertainer, I don't give a fuck what it is that you perform. Music, whether it's comic books, whether it's movies, the vast majority of the people that are customers of your product don't actually create that product. They're just viewers. They're just listeners. They're watchers. That's what they are. They're not your fucking peers, man. And I know me even saying that there's probably going to be somewhere, this Eric's going at the comic book industry or something gay like that, because they don't like hearing the fact that your fucking opinion is not nearly held in as high regard as what you think, man. Because you don't matter. You don't. Like, the customers are who matter. Yeah. How they view this shit matters. Just because you think it's fucking awesome, just because you think, well, you've thrown all this shit at the wall, gay, transgendered, fucking first action hero Jennifer Lawrence movie, film, everybody praise, everybody admire us. This is the greatest thing ever. What do you mean we lost $200 million? Well, the audience just isn't good enough to like our shit. It just went over their heads. Not smart.
It was worth it. It was worth that loss. It was worth it to put that message in. The message of Jesus fucking Christ, we are so obnoxious.
Arrogance, man. It's fucking arrogance. This is like, look, man, if I can give you any advice, if you are an aspiring creator out there, I'm gonna be 100, and they're not gonna like me saying it. The truth is that the opinions of your fucking peers most oftentimes won't fucking matter because they're not the one buying it.
Oh, I thought it. I am applauding your book because
you're so brave.
Cancel me.
Absolutely stunning.
I want my job. I want my job, so I'm clapping you. Don't
Please don't
say that I've
me.
done some weird, sexy stuff with people. Keep.
That's what it is. They're holding ideological guns to each other. But all that shit doesn't matter because those are not the people that are going to be collectively paying for your shit. Nobody cares. Their opinions aren't as none of that shit matters. So we've for how long talked about access media, right? And how nobody cares. Like you'll have it swing. Who cares? Okay, here's this movie, Rotten Tomatoes. 90x%. Then you go look at the box office and the bitch lost $100 and something million. Who cares? I am not saying that, well, yeah, everything needs to be this box office hit. That's not the claim that I'm making. I'm just saying perhaps, maybe consider that you don't got it all figured out. Maybe consider that just because y'all as peers enjoyed it, that the customers didn't.
The peers didn't enjoy it at all.
Well,
they said they did.
Right. They said they did. Yeah,
they said they did.
Good boy. But
they didn't get there. Dog shit. Oh no, I think it's absolutely great that after 30 years of incredible writing from people like Chuck Dixon, who could write the inside, up, down, left, right, and fucking diagonal and perpendicular out of a comic. I think it's fucking great that after 30 years you stick a dick in his mouth. Stick a dick in his mouth. That's all he is now. Next month's Pride Month. That's all he is now.
Unbelievable.
Of course they know it's shit. Think Jim Lee gives a flying fuck? Cashing paychecks, casting lines, catching fish. I don't give a fuck. Why would Jim Lee speak up? I'm just happy to be wheeled out when it's necessary. You know, I'm just on a fucking cushy deal here. I'm living up my own ass. I'm Jim Lee. Why would I want to fucking try in any way, shape, or form to bring some semblance of quality back to the comic book industry for DC? I could just sit here, not say anything, get on with my shit, and cash a paycheck. And by get on with my shit, fish, and just cash a paycheck. Don't give a shit.
It's tough, bro. It's tough. It's tough. But like I said, man, I don't quite have the answer for. I know it works for us. I mean, I have a general idea what I think could work, but how that actually looks in application is going to differ from company to company. But I can guarantee you this much: if these fuckers keep doing it the way that they're doing it, they won't be around much longer.
No, it's to me.
Something's got to give.
To me, it's a wholesale white. It's like when we have discussed this, but to me, it's a wholesale. It's fucking pencils down. You're all out. Everybody go.
Well, that will be the logical thing to do.
It's everybody get out. Every book is just over. It just stops, right? And then you start calling up the people who you think is actual got talent. Dude, are you free? I need you to do a run on tech. I need you to do a run of Batman, Superman, action, whatever it is. We're relaunching the whole thing. But we're relaunching the whole thing from fucking scratch. Batman's coming back. Batman day one. Superman day one. Wonder Woman day one. We're going to launch with just these three. That's what we're going to launch with. Boom. We're going to just get the Trinity going. Okay, how long? I need you to do a run of 20. I need you to do at least a run of 20. But I'd like to lock you in personally for 50 if possible. But 20, let's say 20 if that's what you... Okay, you know. Reboot the whole fucking system. Bring me your direction. Where you taking this? We want you to keep the kind of core elements of the character, obviously, and the core elements of the villains, but you can go from day one with them. What you do? Bring me your pitch. Go.
One can only hope that, well, first of all, in order for that to happen, this is what I think needs to happen. White pill guys. Maybe the silver lining is that they're going to run this shit into the absolute fucking ground in some way. And then this shit's going to be up for sale.
Licensing.
And maybe someone that gives a flying... I don't even think giving a crap is good enough. I think that you need leadership that actually is like invested.
You need somebody that cares about comics. You need somebody that cares about these characters.
Yes.
And you need somebody with an actual vision.
Yeah.
About what to do.
True. They have to actually have passion in that in order for it to work out. Like just getting another business guru is not going to be good enough. You need people at the helm that know what they're doing, obviously, but actually have skin in the game. Because I think that's what created kind of the market that we have right now. Because
look at Mark Millar's recent interview with Jeanette Carr, for goodness sake.
Yeah. Shout out Mark.
Yeah.
By the
I'll
way,
bring Mark on for a start. That's
well, that would be
no fair. I'll get Chuck and Mark. Be on the phone to them.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty obvious. But yeah, you got to get people that give a fuck about it enough to. Well, they need skin in the game. I think there's a lot of, and I have my ideas. There's ways that we do it, right? What we bake into our system here at the Riververse to give the creators some sort of skin in the game, right? Because I think that when you write, you write differently when it's like this is somehow an impact of like I have some sort of a benefit or a loss for that matter, contingent on how good or not good that this does.
Sure.
And I think that's the disconnect. A lot of these guys, almost 90% in the industry, like they're contract workers, bro. And I'm not saying, I mean, that's nothing inherently wrong with that. But what I'm saying is it's not like beneficial ones either. It's not, they gonna get their money fucking regardless. Is what it is. So a lot of these people will run a character into the ground and they move on to the next shit. And it's like, I got fucking paid. Oh, your brand's fucking dead? Hell, I moved to the next product. Shit. I moved to the next product. I moved to the next company. Go fuck they shit up.
Yeah.
Right? So they need some sort of skin in the game, man. Just like again, and I say benefit as well. It's like with the royalty system could be rebuilt and built, just built better in general.
Absolutely.
Just
you got to give an incentive for sales.
Yeah, incentive, right? That's what they need. Like they need the incentive to like, okay, this is a reflection of your work, man. You got to come in giving a fuck about it. You can't afford not to, and that's not what we have. I feel like we got a bunch of guys that just in it just to be fucking in it, don't really give a fuck about it. Oftentimes it's just a little stepping stool for their fucking careers as fucking, I don't know, script writers and shit. That's the feeling I get.
Oh, 100.
And moving on to the next thing.
When you got people who are always thinking bigger and better, what the fuck are you doing there in the first place?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having ambition. Nothing wrong with having ambition.
Not at all.
But when you're at a certain place, you got to perform. You got to perform well. Because if you do perform well, then actually guess what? It gives you credence when you move on to your next thing.
It happens organically. It's one thing to, let's say, write a comic and your true aspiration is to have that be adopted in a movie, which I feel like there was a whole wave of people that approached Marvel and DC with that line of thinking. But it's another to say, I just want to make a good comic first. I just want to make something that people enjoy first. If it ends up being adopted in something out of print, that's because it was so good that it was undeniable. I'm not writing it with that intention, though.
Are you writing it with this intention?
Fucking hell.
Here's all 8. 8! It might as well be toilet paper. All 8 Marvel Voices Parade variant covers are here. Oh my god! Look, it's America Gay. It's gay hole. It's Gayley's. We got probably a gay Spider-Man. Yeah, of course. Gay Spideys, yay! Gay Devil, Gay Valkyrie, Bobby. Oh my god, that actually looks like a woman as well now. Great, Bobby now looks like a woman. And thinking about it, the Trinity of thinking about it with another woman.
Who's the chick in the front? The black chick.
I don't know. Fucking Michael Burnham from Star Trek. I don't fucking care. No idea.
Well, we got our answer. I know we asked about this the other, like we were talking about this. Did an entire segment like who's it gonna be? Is Pride Month coming up?
See these LGBTQIA plus. Where's the two spirit? You fucking bigots! Characters team up with their fellow muff divers. Nobody fucking cares. This is all performative bravado shit. Toilet paper. Toilet paper.
No, man, what this industry is missing so much is genuine intrigue, bro. Like that's so forced. And look, I get it, man. It's the month.
I actually don't
Well,
get it.
when I say I get it, I mean it's like they're looking at it, and I don't know whose bright idea. Maybe it is just for points, maybe among their peers, which is what we're discussing. Because I'd hope that they're not going into it like, hey, it's Pride Month, and we're just going to make a lot of money off of these comics. I'm not sure about that one, but it comes off cheap, and yeah, I get it. It's comics. Comics have had their gimmicks, but especially with the industry,
the gimmick is sucking dick.
Well, that's not really a gimmick at all, to be honest. That's
not
true.
a gimmick.
It's not really a gimmick. That's a good point. It's not. If
In
it
the
is, it's
90s,
not
they killed everyone off. In the 2000s, they made them all suck dick. It's not a gimmick.
It's not really a gimmick. That is fair. That is fair. It's not really a gimmick. I don't know what exactly to call it, but it is
toilet paper. Toilet paper.
The game is missing intrigue. It's I've said it a million times. It's missing intrigue. It's missing enthusiasm. It's missing.
People need something to look forward to. This is why I was hearing you out, and I heard the audience out on the whole, like how we did campaigns and not stopping that altogether, because it did sort of inject some level of enthusiasm, which is what is missing. And I think it's industry wide. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, but we were just talking about Fall Guy and talking about some of these movies that even ones that are seen as favorable are not doing well. Budget is one part of it. I don't think it's the only part of it, but absolutely Hollywood budgets are out of fucking control.
It's apathy. Apathy's the killer. Not hate. Apathy's the killer. You have put so much shit out, garbage, that you have tuned your audience not to go to the cinema. This is the problem with anti-marketing. They think it's so. Initially, they thought it's so edgy. It's so fucking edgy. No, you're programming your audience to tell you to fuck off. And then when your audience is sick and tired of telling you to fuck off, this is not what they want, apathy sets in and they go, I don't care anymore. Do the fuck what you want. Have Superman blowing fucking Tim Drake for all I care. Nobody gives a shit. I don't fucking care. Have fun. Hey, look. No, it's it. Jonathan Kent sucking off Tim Drake. Hey, get it. Not that. You just like that. You're just on my phone. Don't care. So when you got a load of crap at the cinema, constantly crap, big budget crap. It's a spectacle. It's a spectacle of crap. Oh shit, look, have you seen this thing 1,000,000 times? Well, guess what? Get ready to see it 1,000,001. Your audience is just like, oh, I just can't. I'm going to the cinema and spending a fortune and spending $20 on a fucking ticket. I'm buying popcorn. I'm bringing a girlfriend or my family and I'm buying them shit. It's costing me an absolute fortune. And I'm sat there and I'm looking at a bunch of fucking retards on the screen with a budget of $60 gazillion because it's all just a fucking money laundering campaign so that some prick at Collider with the IQ of a fucked rabbit can tell me, oh my God, did you see the end credit scene? I don't care.
Damn, man. Yeah, it's when I say industry wide, I'm talking entertainment. It's not unique to comics. What got there first, who they tapped into first, not even important to at least what the point that I'm trying to make. But they all suffer from the same problem, at least mainstream. That's that they can't get people enthusiastic enough to spend money. One point that I've made is that being good isn't good enough. So, even if, I keep going back to Fall Guy because it's just my most recent example. What was the other one? The Tom Cruise, was it in Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible, Dead
Mission
Reckoning, Part 1.
Yeah. Part 1. Yes. Forgot
Mission
about that.
Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning, Part 1.
Same thing. Same thing. So it's, well, yeah, people saw it favorably. The people that did view it said they really, really liked it, enjoyed it, but it wasn't enough for people to spend money on it. And I think that's the key, especially in this day and age. Some of it maybe has to do with the economy. I don't think it's entirely to blame, but maybe that's some of it. I think it's just a combination of several different things. But what it boils down to, people are not interested enough in that thing to want to spend money on it. It's one thing to be like, oh, that thing's interesting, or it's okay. It's another to be like, I like that thing so much, or I'm intrigued by that thing so much that I'm going to reach into my pocket and pay for it. That's what they don't have right now, is the intrigue. I talked about that was the post that I was referencing earlier. Now I remember, was when I was talking about, like, okay, what good? And I think this is what a lot of creators, using that term loosely in quotes, believe, is that, like, exposure and viewership is like the end all. My argument is, who gives a fuck? Would you rather have 10,000 people view your shit or see it or know it exists, yet only 200 people pay for it? Or would you rather have, let's say, maybe only 500 people know of this thing, but I convinced 400 of them to pay for it? I'm taking the latter every fucking day of the week.
Yeah, because the other part can actually be worked upon.
Yes.
Your reach can be expanded.
Yes.
But expanding your customer base, that's a difficult thing to do.
Yes. So it doesn't fuck. That's the point is, none of it matters. Who gives a fuck that your peers are patting you on the back? Who gives the fuck about your Eisner? Who gives a fuck about your Oscars and your Grammys and all that? Who gives a fuck? Are people interested enough to reach in their pocket and pay for your shit? Are they that intrigued by it? Are they that excited about it? And what a lot of people are in entertainment are finding out right now is that despite all of that fluff, pizzazz, high budgets, exposure, there's not a whole lot of people that give a fuck enough about it to pay for it. And that's why they're all collectively losing money at the same fucking time.
Shout out Tim Sheridan.
And shout out Tim Sheridan, who, I mean, there's reports, I don't know if it's true, that he's not happy with what's going on with DC.
Get in line.
Yeah, true. Draw a ticket.
Shout out Adam John as well, of course.
But seriously, man, it's an industry-wide problem. And I don't know if they have maybe they do, because you were bringing up a great point in that, look, man, it's hard to believe that these people don't know what works. But I also don't know if they have the humility, maybe that's the proper term, to actually change course. I don't think they do. If I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think they have the humility to be like, you know what? This isn't working.
Dude, they're awarding Alex DeCampi with an Eisner nomination. Not that Eisner's mean shit no more. But they got Ed Pliska's sister coming there, and they're also got Alex DeCampi up for a. They don't give a fuck.
I think this. I just think people need.
Where was the outcry about that? No, they all went into bat for Alex DeCampi. They all went and surrounded her and protected her. And makes a guy self-delete her most affected. Zoe Quinn, same. There's no humility here. We're dealing with absolute scum of the earth. The Whisper Network just set up to fucking destroy people's lives. Scum, vile scum. That industry needs gutting.
Well, that's the only actual solution. But this is why I say it's not going to happen.
Also,
That's not a black pill. It's more or less a white. I just think people need to understand that how the industry looks today is not how it's going to look tomorrow. You need to give up this fucking pipe dream. I think there's a lot of people under this fucking pipe dream that it's going to reform itself, and it's not. It's just not. They don't got it in them. For whatever reason, I'll tell you what, you pick the reason. Anybody out there, y'all pick the reason as to why they don't do it, whether it's incompetence, whether it's arrogance, narcissism, the fucking egos, doesn't matter. Effectively, it's all the same. It's the same solution. The point is, they're not going to reform itself. How this shit looks tomorrow is not how it's going to look today. And you need to get ready for it.
Yeah, you do. Hey, before we go on to Super Chats, I want to show you a picture. I want you to tell me who it is. Okay?
All right.
Who dat?
Dolph Ziggler.
Nearly. Half right. Dolph Lundgren.
Okay.
Yeah, what character? Can you remember what character he's playing here? What movie this is from?
What movie is this from?
I have the power. He-Man. Masters of the Universe. Dolph Lundgren. You know they're making a new He-Man film.
Mm-hmm.
They found their He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have a look.
Sure.
Dolph Lundgren. It's big boy, innit? It's a bit of a big boy, innit? Yeah? Eats his protein. Takes his vitamins, yeah? I think so. So here's the new He-Man. He must be a Prince Adam
I
film.
completely forgot that this was going to be a thing. I forgot this was going to be a thing. I forgot about this.
I think it's going to be Prince Adam for the whole film. By the looks of it. Yeah. I have the soy latte. Skinny.
Apathy is a good term for me where I'm at with it because I'm just disinterested.
You know, I'm watching it.
And they made me this way. Let's be clear here.
Oh,
like
100.
Like it wasn't that I just wanted to. I just woke up in the morning and decide I'm not gonna buy or have a pull list of comics. That didn't just happen, right? It's not something that I just wanted to do. I was as a customer. These were the set of circumstances. I adjusted.
Do you know what I'm watching at the minute?
Nothing.
No, I am. Nearly nothing. I'll tell you. I'll show you what I'm watching. I'm watching this. I'm watching this. This is Captain Scarlet from 1967. Jerry Anderson. Puppets.
Where's this?
Puppet. It's fucking brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. It's got fun stories. That's a U, by the way. That's a universal, which means for kids, for everyone. People are getting fucking murked to fuck every episode. Being killed off by the Mysterons. All kinds of shit going on. Had a suicide bomber in the first episode.
Yeah.
That show is fucking so good. And it's just been a breath of fresh air to just watch.
It's the equivalent of the back issues, though. It's the equivalent. It's the same thing. It's
exactly.
I could go get this, or I can go read some shit from fucking.
Yeah, I can watch Tim Drake suck a dick, or
I can go read
an alternative.
Chuck Dixon in the 90s or something.
If you've never seen Captain Scarlet, it's streaming live constantly at the minute on Shout Studios. Just streaming every episode back to back, then it just reset. Just watch it. And you'll be amazed at how fucking a kid show that doesn't treat its audience like babies.
Like retards?
Yes. Stuff there for kiddies. You know, it's the puppets. It's fun. It's all that kind of stuff. Oh, bad guy. Get him. Shit there for adults. I know Stingray, Thunderbirds, Joe 90, the whole job lot. Fucking amazing stuff. It's on Shout right now. And they're showing different things. You can watch Thunderbirds. You can watch something. They got something else going. Space Precinct as well. Isn't Space Precinct Jerry Anderson as well? But it is. It's the equivalent of watching back issues.
Yeah.
Do you know what I bought today? Uncanny X-Men Dark Phoenix Saga.
That's not bad.
Not individual issues. Had to put my hand in my pocket, but I fucking wanted it. I'd be rather getting that and reading that, smelling that old comic smell, putting it in some Mylar, boom, than watching Tim Drake get on his fucking knees and graze them. Or Bobby, or Cyclops, or Wolverine, or Wonder Woman, or Aqualad, or whoever, every single fucking one of them. Every one of them. Anyway, super chat, say chat. The poll, gonna end it. The poll is now over. 1.1k responses. Would you pay cash dollar money for an embossed holographic cover of the Eric sketch? 61% said yes.
Oh,
yes,
man.
they would. Cash dollar money. Let's see if he listens to his audience now, chat. Hey, hey. Let's see if he listens to his audience now.
Man, that's certainly interesting.
Cash dollar money. Cash dollar money. And the pinned chat in the comment section, in the chat section, and also in the description box, if you're watching this on replay, is to the Yaira statue, which is still available for pre-order and now comes with pay in installments if that's if that's what you want to do.
Use Sizzler if you want. Yeah.
There you go. Reet, we start off with a $50 from Joker's Disciple. Says, as help, can you put a yes or no poll in the chat? I want to see how many respected paying customers would pay cold hard cash for an embossed holographic cover of the crappy, I'm just reading this verbatim, Eric sketch that morphs into Kanan White's first sketch of Isom for Isom 3.
I mean, yeah, that would be a cool little time lapse, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
it's starting from that dog water sketch that I did, then turning into how he looks now. But yeah.
Magnum Norse. Hold on, can I go to hold on, chat. Boom, I can do that now. Magnum Norse with a $10 says, in honor of Az's 100 days of accountability, I'm going to minimize my calorie intake for the entire month of June. Well, because I'm already doing 100 days of accountability, Magnum Norse, I have to therefore do something else. So for the entire month of June, I am not going to give a fuck it's Pride Month. All June. The whole of June. Chuck Keyworth with a 20-month membership says, I'm in San Antonio. My books came this morning while I was sitting at work. The statue looks fantastic. # be great.
Thank you, Chuck. And yeah, everybody in Texas, for the most part, is getting their shit like the next day.
Next week, are we going to have a debrief?
It depends on how many by Friday we get out.
Or should we do it 2 weeks' time?
2 weeks for sure. But depending on how many we can get out.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I probably this Tuesday too soon.
Okay. Yeah.
Offer Nave with a $5 says, which book will be the first to start releasing on a regular schedule like quarterly?
It's hard to say. I mean, definitely because the size of the books, it's very difficult to like. We're kind of almost treating it like the manga thing, where it's like the volume comes out whenever it comes out type of situation. Because of it's hard to nail down the regular release with the books being so big. Like, they're massive. Like, you're talking 90 fucking pages, 96 pages for, Yaira. It's hard to say, okay, well, the next one will come on X date because it's so much that has to go into it to prepare for it.
Okay. Legit question. Are you looking at putting together compendiums of the arcs then?
Yes, absolutely. 1000%. Definitely with Yaira coming out. We're going to come up with a couple of big volume books very soon. Obviously with ISOM 3, after that we could do something for the whole entire ill-advised arc, but absolutely we are going to start releasing those. We know that those are in high demand. Give you guys something that's like 300 plus pages for sure.
Trucker Mark with a $5 says, I got my pre-order for Yaira. Looks great.
Shout out. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Ooh, I'm gonna get tell you, chat, as soon as that arrives, it's sit down.
Shout out.
Gonna be reading the shit out of that.
Yeah.
I'm only kidding. Nobody reads Ripperverse.
No, that's right. That's very true. Just somehow know everything that's happening in it.
Osmosis.
Yeah. We'll go with that. I'm cool with that.
Now have the knowledge. Keltrick with a $5 says, I am currently in the writing and research stages of developing a video game. How can I effectively publicize it for future marketing purposes?
I mean, shit, the same way we're doing it. I mean, put it out there. Not necessarily saying release it in full, but I'm saying like once you've got well beyond the concept phase, drop some bits out there, get interactive, see how people are feeling about it.
Get interactive. I'd get video diaries up on YouTube discussing what processes you're going through.
There you go.
In terms of like your character model design, how your animations are coming together, how things like that fit together. Stuff like that is always a good barometer for people to see how things are developing and developing a bit of a following. Probably start as a cult following, but those can always grow.
Those always grow, man.
Corrine Drake with a $5 says, as this has been bothering me for 2 years now. Why am I so sexy? Oh, what's the issue with all caps? We see, as you've written that tweet, that super chat, thank you very much, Corrine. This is how we're speaking to each other. All caps is how we're speaking to each other. We don't need. I don't need to see all caps that somebody's like. It's not elementary school, It's like we can just talk normally. I can't talk normally, but you in chat can talk. It's very triggering. Ang and Ma WK with a $5 says, Eric, thank you for helping me to be able to keep supporting the Ripperverse by adding Sizzle service. Keep the grind and congrats on you and your team. Amen.
Appreciate y'all. That's why I got added. I mean, that was a strictly feedback oriented implementation.
Defendo with a $100. Massive thank you. Says hashtag release the hat. That ain't cheap.
That's a lot of fucking money to want to get this release. So I gotta at least hear you out because of the $100.
I was gonna say that $100 might buy me with that.
That's respectable, man. A lot of people asking about the hat. Lots. So it's hard to say, man. It's almost like the lore
Yeah.
keeps just growing and growing. It's like, do I want to keep this for myself or do I actually want to put this out?
Get me a lid. Bruce with a $5 says release the Eric hat, or at least a coffee mug or poster of the Eric hat.
Okay. I can consider it.
Sheepsidian with a 6-month membership says, howdy. You might have missed it, but I'm challenging you to a Lego Zelda build off. No money on the line. I've got bills to pay. My hat is in the ring. Bill, I'm ordering it, but I don't think I'm making it right away. I think it's going to go up in my attic for a bit because I got limited space. I got that beautiful Gotham skyline Lego, which I get from the animated series. I need to build that, but it's going to go on a wall somewhere. Scott Christie Jones has been a member for 16. Thank you, Scott.
Shut up.
Heisman with a membership for 2 says, will Rippaverse have a animation series? Do you think George Orwell's 1984 Animal Farm was the real message? Also, can we keep for fighting for our comics, or can we keep fighting for?
As far as the first, this is what I presented, so you guys are free to let me know how you feel about it. But I think if we get enough memberships consistently, okay, we will be able to. And we're constantly adding value to these memberships. Even at the $5 level, you get a free first magazine. Okay. That said, if we have a consistent base of members, yes, we can absolutely start producing longer formatted things like a animated series, short film, stuff like that. Like, we could for sure do that. I want to do that. Make no mistake, I would love to do that. We have the team. I want to put the animation team to work. These guys are hard workers. It's just animation ain't cheap.
No.
That shit costs so much money. So we just need to make sure that we take it a step at a time. And once we do have that kind of consistent floor, like with our memberships, yes, we will entertain doing that for sure. So even if you sign up with just the $5 a month membership, that works for me. It goes a long way.
Josh Kelsey dropping a 20 and saying nothing. No, you don't understand, Eric.
Literally
Josh
said nothing.
said nothing.
Nothing.
No, I don't know. You're not. You don't. No, you're not. No. I know that Josh normally says nothing.
This
but
time
this
he
time
said
he
nothing.
actually he said nothing.
Shout out Josh Kelsey, nonetheless.
I tried, Josh. I tried. I don't think you got it. PM has been a member for 14. Says you Spider-Man or Ultimate Spider-Man really drops off at issue 3 and 4, dude. I didn't think so at all. I thought issue 3 and 4 were very good. I thought issues 3 and 4 were very good. Good character building, good world building, good setup for what's coming. Yeah, I've enjoyed all 4. Very much enjoyed all 4 so far. But you want to pick up that Transformers from Skybound. That is slapping that ass, you know what I'm saying? Samuel Alderton with a $10 says they aren't creating anything for the customers or to honor the characters. They are conditioning the customers to absorb their ideas. Marketing teams are just paid propagandists for the message.
Oh yeah.
I don't even think they know what the message is, to be honest with you, anymore.
Whatever the
programming is that week.
Yeah, with that week, yeah.
Yeah. Keltrick is back with another 10. It says, take a look at Rooster Teeth. They shit talked their core audience and ignored all the criticism they received. Now they're gone forever. And it seems like no one wants to buy their IP. Oh, well. That's what I like to say. Samuel Harrison is back again with a 10. He says, sure, we might be able to reject their bad ideas and their horrid stories. We were born before they were norms. how does someone born into this new world even differentiate? It will be all they know. Yeah, but people have taste.
I think that's the important of the
and it's not all they know, because there's back issues. There's a whole fucking universe of stuff that I've read before I was born. It's finding and discovering, and that's the beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think that's the importance of continuing to create, even if it is in a different capacity. Because yeah, boy, that would suck for an entire generation to think that the Batman is Tom King's.
Ouch.
That would be a nightmare. Fuck. Sad to kind of think about.
Graph Web with the $2 says, for fuck's sake! Hashtag cancel Disney Plus. I have. And Keltrick with the $2 says, I need to pee. Can you please pause real quick? Sure, dude.
Think he should have enough time to wash his hands. Yeah. By now, yeah.
Big Ounce with a $5 is question for the dynamic duo for two long-time Caped Crusader fans. This is a big question. Could Bane ever surpass the Joker in popularity and overuse?
Well, he had his chance if it was going to happen during the Dark Knight stuff. And it didn't happen. So it's no. I think now, no.
No. But there again, the Joker's just had a baby, so
oh man. A mud baby, not just any baby. It was a mud baby.
Clayface did him up shitter, I guess.
Fuck. Yikes.
Besides, nobody seems to be able to write Bane anymore, apart from Chuck Dixon. If everyone just goes and rehashes the same fucking thing with Bane, and they don't get
He gets city Bane.
He's a real cerebral kind of. And Tom King sure as hell didn't know what the fuck he was doing with Bane. Jelani Wood with a $5 says, "As don't worry about Pride Month because Juneteenth."
Oh, that's true.
It's on the 14th, and that will overwrite Pride Month, just like it did last year. Wow.
Full day, yeah, that's true.
Okay. Taker 610 with a $5 says, that actress that plays Yaira in the trailer sounds like she says, "Adopt or die." Adapt. Due to her accent. That's one threatening social worker.
Was she talking about like animals?
Yeah. Adopt a doggo.
Yeah, or die.
In the shelter, yeah.
No.
But she'll kick the shit out of you.
No.
I'd go straight. I'd be straight down the kennel going, I'll take that one and that one. Scorpio04 with a $5 says, please, everyone, let Eric know if you like Salvage. After reading the Ripper zine, I like Salvage a lot. He's super cool.
That is true. That is specifically why he is limited to the Ripper zine with 13 pages. It is quite literally audience filler. So if you want more Salvage, read it. Let us know your thoughts.
Brass Monkey showing off his
check that out.
His delivery.
Got everything. I got the cards.
Yeah.
Got the shirt you're wearing right now.
Yes, sir.
There as well.
Woo. On the store.
Yeah.
There we go. I can't wait until I get mine. And Keltrick with a $2 says, never mind, it was the false.
Fucking hell, man.
Right. Eric, anything that you'd like to plug before we go, sir?
Not really, man. I just want to thank all of y'all for supporting Yaira #1. These orders are going out quick. Then we got well over 3,500 going to 4,000 or so that are going to be out by the end of the day. So a lot of these going out. We're moving very quickly. Gonna keep being efficient. So yeah, let us know your thoughts. And of course, you can still pre-order the McFarlane Toys Rippaverse collab Yaira statue right now at rippaverse.com/Yaira statue. Easy enough.
Yes, pinned in the chat. That's the link to the statue, or if you're watching this on replay, link in the description box down below. That will take you to that if you would like to check it out. Tomorrow, I'm going to look to play some Big Ass Booby Lady for a lot of the day until about 6 o'clock in the evening. So I'm looking at a 6-hour stint tomorrow, chat. Looking at a 6-hour stint. Friday night tights. I have no idea who the guest is this week. But I will also try and do something Friday during the day as well. Saturday, I'm busy Saturday. I'm doing stuff on Saturday. And Sunday, afternoon tea with Az, and Sunday fun day as well. So go check them out. Next week we'll be on Eric's channel.
Yeah.
Ripping a Silverback 28.
Yeah.
Massive thank you to everyone who came to watch today. Mods, thank you so much indeed for giving up your free time. Everybody who super chatted, membered, remembered, thank you so much indeed for supporting the channel. Joker's Disciple with a 2 says, I'm in 61%.
Look at that picture, man. Look at all those books. Short
I know,
box
man.
there. Beautiful.
Woo.
Shout out. It's kind of, man, it is crazy to think about that. Like, look at our catalog just growing there.
It's developing, man.
It's cool, man. It's really cool.
Are we getting CGCs for all the campaigns?
Not everyone. That's also a big part of, like, the change, right? It's just because it's the time that it takes to get those and all that. Sometimes it's not going to be worth it. But we will do those every time we can. Definitely with a writer that'll get out here and stuff. We'll make sure that we make that happen. So I try to definitely, if I'm writing it, you can probably assure that I will do a CGC, probably the Saskas as well. But yeah.
Like it. Sunday Fun Day is just gonna be me and Garrett. The girls that can fuck off. They've been fired. So it's just QBG and myself having a good time, chill, relaxed, broski talk. None of that fucking squawk, None of that. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be the best stream ever. It's gonna be like the good old days. Huh? Oh, I remember the good old days. Anyway, next Wednesday, Ripping the Silverback, 1:30 Central Time on Eric's channel. Until then, you take care, everyone. Bye for now.
Peace.